What's up, y'all? So if you have a small business and you are looking to lease a space for your business, come on, sit on down. We're gonna talk about this. Okay, so there are 4 things that you are going to need before you start looking for a space, right? So the first thing is a realtor. Listen, you want a realtor. You do not want to be in a process to where you're negotiating this lease on your own behalf, unless you're a lawyer, right? Unless you do this for a living. You want to have someone who is experienced in this space and can help you negotiate the best terms for your business. And then also you want someone who's in this market every single day, researching and finding locations that fit the criteria for different businesses, right? So make sure, and don't just go get any realtor, right? Some realtors focus on residential, some realtors focus on commercial. And in commercial, there are multiple different categories, right? You have people who focus on land. You have people who focus in the retail space or just retail offices, multifamily properties. So make sure when you are looking for a realtor, you're looking for a realtor who has experience in the space that you are looking to get a space for, right? So whether you're looking for an office space, see if you can find someone who has experience with office spaces. Usually they'll also have experience with with retail spaces as well, which is a plus. You know, sometimes these spaces can be flex spaces, so they're flexible and they can be used for multiple different purposes. So make sure you find a realtor who has experience working in the commercial space, okay? All right, so moving on to number two. Number 2, if you are a new business, if your business is brand new, or if your business is brand new, you're a new business and it's a startup, right? Let's just call it what it is. You have a startup and you are looking to get a brick and mortar location for your startup. You are going to need to have a business plan. You will need to have that business plan to show what it is that your business will be selling, what path that your business will be taking, who is your target audience, what benefits and values can you bring to this shopping center or this space or whatever location you're going after. It could also be a warehouse. What benefits can you bring? What value can you bring to the table? Because this is the thing, and I'm just going to say for like shopping centers. So if you're looking to have your business in a retail space that has a shopping center, you want to be in a place where you have synergy with the other tenants within that space. So that way you are bringing value to your business, driving traffic to your business, but also the other tenants within that space are also driving traffic to your business too, right? That's called foot traffic. There can also be, like in downtown spaces, there's it's called foot traffic as well, because people are walking around, they're commuting. So just keep that in mind. So you're gonna need that business plan to show what it is that your business sells, what do you do, and what audience are you tailoring to, and basically to help them understand how do you fit, how does your puzzle piece fit within this whole landscape, right? So you will need a business plan. If you don't have a business plan, I got a free business plan template. Just click the link in the description box, grab that template. There's also a link to a business model canvas in there. Business model canvas will help you outline different components of what will go into your business plan, okay? So use the template, create your executive summary. It doesn't have to be a full 50-page business plan. No, don't run away. Don't get scared about that. You don't have to do that. Just the executive summary outlining those top areas. They also would like to know, what experience do you have in this space? What experience do you have in this industry, right? So for example, I have a client who has over 20 years of experience in the bridal industry, and now she's looking to start a bridal store. That shows that she has the experience. She has the connections. It's just helping to build credibility for you and for your business, right? So add all of that stuff in there to make sure that you are showing the full picture of what it is that you can bring to the table. So for number 3, this is for existing businesses. So if you already have a business, you won't need the business plan. You need to show them your financials. They want to see the money, right? So they'll probably ask for your profit and loss statement, so you can see your P&Ls. You can see exactly how much money you are making, and that'll help them determine, if you'll be able to keep up with like the payments for different things within that space. So to help them get an idea of how much money you're bringing in without a space, so that way you can have an idea of, okay, now that I have this location, this brick and mortar location, I can drive more traffic to this space. So start thinking about it like that. So you will need to have all of that together. If you do not have this together, or you have been using Excel spreadsheets, there's a way that you can create a P&L or profit and loss from your Excel spreadsheet. So you can do that. One system that I do recommend using, and I use this in all of my businesses, it's a system called Wave Apps. So Wave tracks your payroll, it tracks your invoices. It basically it's a competitor to, what's the other one? I forgot the name because I don't even use it. But either way, Wave is a place that you can track your finances. So they also generate reports. So your P&L, your balance sheets, all of that stuff is in there. You can generate those reports. It connects to your bank account, so that way you can keep a record and do, if you have a bookkeeper, you can give them access to go in there and track the information. You can give access to, your CPA to make sure you can go in there and do that, which you should definitely have. Like, you should have either a CPA or a bookkeeper, someone who's managing those financials, unless you can manage them yourself. If you can manage them yourself, that's perfectly fine. Like, just making sure that every month you are keeping track of it. Like, you're going in and you're reconciling the transactions within the account. So making sure you're keeping everything up to date. You can, like I said, you can send invoices in there. Yeah. So that's one system that I use. Some people use, it's called QuickBooks. Some people use QuickBooks. I don't necessarily use that one. I think that one is more of like a CPA style tool. They love using that one. There are a few others. I think it's like Gusto. But either way, I'll drop some of the links to these different tools in the in the description box below, so that way you can kind of check them out and see which one works for you. Like, that's the biggest thing. You don't have to use exactly what I'm using or what anybody else is using. See what works for you. Log into these systems, try their free trial to see if you like how the system works, how it navigates, and things like that. Okay, so on to number 4. Now this is for both small businesses, like new startup businesses, and for existing businesses. They will want to see proof of funds. Okay, they want to make sure that you have the money in account to pay them, because you got to think about it. When just like when you rent a house, you'll need your first, your last, and your security deposit. Sometimes there can be a variation of the 2 or the 3, but you'll need this money up front. And then you also have to consider, before you get a space, or anytime you get a retail space, a lot of times it's going to require you to build that space out to fit the needs of your business. So they want to make sure that you also have the capital to build out these spaces as well. So you have to think about all of these expenses up front, but these are some things that you will need initially. This is before you ever go and look at different spaces. And even when you reach out to a realtor, you make sure you have these other 3 items in place, or 2 rather items in place, so that way when you meet with them, you can show them that you have these things in place, because they're also going to ask for it. Like, they are definitely going to ask for it. So you want to have that. And there's another one, and this is kind of like a bonus one. So your credit, they will run your credit as well. So if you wanted to kind of get like a free credit report, you can go ahead and grab a free credit report as well. That also adds like some benefits or some bonus to like the package that we will submit once we submit the LOI. So the LOI is called a letter of intent. So after we went through the process of locating the space, and you have decided, this is the one that I love, this is the one I want to go with, as a realtor, what we would do is then communicate with either, if it's the landlord or the tenant rep or the landlord rep, we would submit to them a letter of intent saying that you intend to lease this space, and that's also where you would we would outline the requirements that we are looking for within this lease. So the letter of intent comes before the lease. Once it's approved by both parties, usually this is the time frame for negotiation. So if you want different things added into it, sometimes the landlord can do some of the build out for you, or sometimes they can offer you different things like TIA, which is basically a tenant improvement allowance, or they can offer you like the different deferment, so it can defer some payments or some lease payments while you spend your money to build this space out. So there are a few different things that can be done, and I'll go into another video to talk about different allowances and different benefits and bonuses or things that you can request during this period, this LOI period, or during the time period of negotiations, because you'll also negotiate when it comes time for the lease as well. You always want to keep going back and forth to make sure, again, because they're not going to be outlined with your best interest in mind if you just, are going out and doing it. But you want to make sure that not only are you requesting the things that you need, but you're also making sure that you are being insulated just in case something happens. Like, for example, COVID. A lot of people, had a hard time. They couldn't get out of different leases and things. So just different things to consider. So that's why I said make sure you get a realtor. They can help you with that stuff. Okay, so that's it. That was the last one. So those are the 4 things you'll need, and then that little bonus one, you can have it. It's not a requirement. But yeah, so those 4 things, and you'll need that before you ever go out and look for a space, because it's gonna prolong the process if you go out, look for a space, and then you try to gather these documents, or you try to go out and write a business plan, or whatever the case may be. So yeah, go ahead, grab that stuff and get on out there. Find you somebody. I'm a realtor. If you're located in South Florida or in the Tampa Bay area, I can definitely help you find a space for your business, focusing on the retail, office spaces. And I'll let y'all know when I expand my portfolio of services. But yeah, so make sure you go ahead and hit that like button, hit the add a comment. Like, if you have any questions, I always answer questions, so add a comment and then subscribe and share this video. I really appreciate y'all, and I'll see y'all in the next one. All right, peace.